It is almost that time again for another March Mascot Madness tournament. And you know what that means? It's time to count down the 5 best games from the previous tournament, in this case, September Mascot Madness 2. Frankly, as the person who does this tournament, this was probably the weakest tournament that I've done so far. A lot of the games were either blowouts or they were close for a half and got away from a team, or wasn't a game in the first half and kind of was maybe a game in the second half, but it wasn't really all that interesting. It was a very weird tournament. But there were still 5 games to count down, so we'll go ahead and count those down every Friday through the month of February and 1 in January, leading up to March Mascot Madness number 3, tipping off March 4th at 2 p.m. Pacific time over on twitch.tv/Shaunosaurus You can go to challenge.com/MMM2021 to fill out your bracket and let me know what you think is going to happen in this year's tournament. The person who performs the best and gets the top spot and wins the bracket challenge gets a free gift sub to twitch.tv/Shaunosaurus. So if that maybe is enticing to you, maybe go check that out. This year's game is NCAA March Madness 2007, moving away from 06, which saw Louisville just destroy and win 2 tournaments in a row. Hopefully this will change it up a little bit and shake things up and give us a more exciting and better tournament this time around. But we'll have to wait until March to see how it all shakes out. As for now, let's count down the 5 best games of September Mascot Madness 2. First up, we have our 5th best game of the tournament. This one isn't necessarily because of the game, it's just because I love the commentary that I did. It's rare as a content creator, which sounds like a pompous thing to say, but it is what it is, to have content that you make that feels like it is must watch and that you want people to enjoy because you had such a good time doing it. And that is what game number 5 is. It is an Elite 8 matchup of South Carolina and Arizona State. But don't tell September Sean anything about the video game because he wasn't paying attention. It's more just like a almost 30-minute stand-up set. It's fantastic. Please enjoy. So we'll go ahead and move on here to the bottom half of the bracket, which features South Carolina. Hello, there they are. Taking on former champion Arizona State. So we'll get this one going here. A lot of red. We're going to, I believe it's Tempe, Arizona. Wells Fargo Arena. Quick editor's note. Fuck Wells Fargo. So Tempe, Arizona. And here we go. Game number 3 of the day. We'll have our first half finale, UCLA and UConn, coming up. Hopefully you like these teams because the teams that win you get to see 2 more times in the Final Four and the 3rd place game or the championship game. So hope you like Louisville. And Arizona State immediately draws a foul. I will say, happy to see Memphis go this far. Happy to watch them. Maryland would have been a good one to have in the Final Four as well. Watch a couple more times. USC, not that one, the other USC, University of South Carolina, up by the very odd score of 1-0. Going 1 for 2 from the stripe there. UCLA, UConn. Yeah, those were probably the 2 best teams left, were Memphis and Maryland. We're stuck with Louisville, Arizona State. UCLA's pretty good. They're all right. South Carolina continues to struggle from the line. Now, what is that? 1 for 3? 1 for 4. Arizona's gotten off to a sloppy start, but South Carolina's gotten off to a sloppier start. Swinging it around the outside. Driving it in. Couple of steps off the right iron. No good. Too powerful. Need to settle down on that devil magic. There's a man's hand getting in the way of the camera. Sir, sit down. That happens sometimes at like real college football games where someone's hand's in the camera and you're like, why is the camera in that position in the first place? South Carolina finally makes a field goal. Took both teams a little over a minute to get going here. See if they can get into a rhythm. A lot of perimeter play here. Nobody really driving in inside. And that's probably why. Excellent block from South Carolina. A shot that was missed by Arizona State. Another shot that was missed by Arizona State. So getting blocked and losing shots here. Or missing shots, I should say. Not a good start for the Sun Devils. Sun Devils, I believe, won last year's tournament. So we could see our first two-time winner. We might be stuck with a two-time winner, which is fine. Nice steal right at the midcourt line for the Sun Devils, who are up 4-3, trying to get some easy points. That wasn't easy, but it was points. Another steal, and no, and they threw it in. I don't even know. It's 8-3 all of a sudden. And the Gamecocks are going to have to start to get going here. Because if they're going to turn the ball over and give Arizona State a bunch of free, easy points like that, could be down quickly with the slow start that they have had. Especially when you miss the number of free throws that South Carolina has missed. Sir, put your hand down. Thinking of Space Jam when they throw the popcorn at Foghorn Leghorn. Down in front, and he gets hit, and you're like, oh man, that's funny. That is quality comedy. A rooster or whatever getting hit in the head with a thing of popcorn. Hilarious. Also, why would you throw an entire thing of popcorn? It's like $14. It's like somebody on a date, and they're like, the person they're on a date with gets really annoyed, and they throw the popcorn, and they're like, come on. Are you going to buy the popcorn again? And they're like, no. I don't have to. No. Can't find my checkbook. Hope you don't mind I pay the guy in change. Stay there going, didn't I just see you come through this line? Yeah. I date through my popcorn. What? There was a rooster or a hen or something and got in the way. So my date through the popcorn. Okay. Okay, all right. What I would do in that scenario, I would take a page out of my friend the West Man, a nickname that man gave himself. Miss you, buddy. He's not dead. I'd take a page out of his book. He is a ginormous cheapskate. And I mean that in a kind and joking way, like a playful banter way. Because I mean, he's self-admitted. It's not like I'm making fun of him or like picking up on weird things that he does that he hopes people don't notice about him. He like willingly tells this stuff. What he would do is on dates, he would dig through the trash to find like recently discarded popcorn bags and buckets, and then would rip them and then be like, hey, I might have a hole in my bag. Can I get a fresh one? And then get fresh popcorn. And I'm sure he would do it with drinks as well. So if Foghorn Leghorn, well, okay, let's rewind. If I were on a date, right? Step one, go on a date. That's hard enough as it is. Step number two, Foghorn Leghorn has to be there. And in the way of the film that I am watching. If that happened, I would more than happily dig through the garbage to not spend another $14. Or I would actually go track that bag down and find where it landed and just say, I spilled it. Can I have a new bag? Dropped it on the floor. There's popcorn all over the place. Ignore Foghorn Leghorn with the popcorn on his head. Just ignore that. Don't worry. That was unrelated. There's a special like movie theater detective who's like writing notes going, We're gonna need you to take you in for questioning. But my movie's about to start. And they're like, oh no. You come back after the movie. We'll take your questioning. Okay. So what you said was very weird. We also have a very we also have a very buttered up hen. I don't know what he is. We also have a very buttered up hen that said that popcorn came flying at him, and you mysteriously have dropped your popcorn. Something doesn't quite add up. And so this is where you would insert that gif from Key and Peele where he's drenched in sweat. And that's me trying to get free, like a free refill. Oh shit. They're onto my game. I'm trying to say, I already spent $14. Oh, that does remind me of. So one of the things that about me is that I really do not want my food to touch, like, at all, in any way, shape, or form, or circumstance, for any reason at all. I do not want it to touch. So, I was going to go see Booksmart with the Beeb. We were going to see the movie. Great movie. Love it. Favorite movie last year. Was just thinking about it today. And I was sitting in the chair. We were at the Magic Lantern, which is like a very small indie art house theater here. They rarely have like big releases. Like Booksmart actually ended up being fairly big, or at least widely released. But usually their stuff is like, it's like Little Woods and what was the one I saw this year? It was the last movie I saw in theaters this year. Extraordinary. What We Do in the Shadows. Like just really small indie movies. So they have like more like artisan type popcorn, and they have you can get like beer and wine and stuff because of the size of the theater. It's very small. One of them I think is like 50 seats, and the other one's like 80, something like that. But anyway, the point is it's very small. Two screen theater. So we were going, and we were sitting there, and I'm just like kind of staring off into space, and just kind of thinking to myself about like, man, it would be really weird. I don't know what brought the thought on, but I was like, if I was on like a first date with someone, and someone had like a bowl of popcorn, and someone dumped like chocolate into it, because people do that because they like the like sweet and the crunch or whatever it is. I don't know what I would do. Like I don't know what I would do. I just wouldn't eat it probably. If I'm holding a bucket, I don't have a good like visual demonstration. Oh, here, we'll use this GameStop bag. If I'm sitting here and I have a bag of popcorn, and then someone was just like, I like chocolate covered raisins in my popcorn, I would look at it, not know what to do, and then just hand it to them, and then just not eat it. And so I was thinking about this, and I was explaining it to her. I was like, I don't know what I would do. And she's like, oh, did you not see the person like right in front of us? Like immediately in front of us, have a very small bowl of popcorn and dump peanut M&Ms. And I was like, oh no, I did not see that. I did not see that at all. Or maybe I did subconsciously and I just didn't realize it. And it was just this weird like thing that I was thinking about that actually happened. And I looked at her and I was like, I wouldn't eat it. I'd be like, you're on your own. The date's over. I just walk out. Can't do it. There's a basketball game happening. It was halftime. I gotta save all of this. Louisville's still in the tournament. I need material. I think I'm just delirious. There's a nice 3 by Arizona State to regain the lead, I guess. I would assume. Backcourt violation. Interesting. This game might be on the top 5 just because I like the stories in it. That's just a good example of what to expect when you watch the tournament. And it's actually a half-decent looking game at the current moment. You just went off, but it was so funny. Oh, thank you. I'm glad it was entertaining. It would be so much worse if someone was like, "Are you done?" That was really boring. I'm glad it was humorous. I'd actually have to crack the window open. I closed it. It's only like 50 degrees in here, which is not in here, outside. It's very cold today here, and I keep leaving the window all the way open and sleeping with just a sheet. So I wake up and I'm like, man, I'm really cold. Gee, whatever could have happened? Let me think. I had to score a free ride on the bus today because my pass expired. And it was like, I knew that I needed to get a pass yesterday and I forgot. And I was like, well, maybe I'll put on my acting shoes, my thespian shoes, and like kind of like fake that I didn't know, like feign, oh no, my pass is expired. Oh, whatever shall I do? Can I have a ride? But I forgot. I remembered yesterday. I got up this morning. I did my whole regular routine after forgetting to buy shampoo and body wash at the store for 3 days and like having to just hope that there was enough in the bottle that I was using. So it took me 3 days to remember that. I can't imagine how long it was going to take me to remember that I needed to get a bus pass. There's a really good game happening in front of me. What? He was clearly out of bounds. What are you doing? That was an excellent little steal, too. You just threw it. Steve, no! Steve, no! So, I went and sat downstairs. I was like putting my shoes on, and I'm like, shit. I don't have bus fare. Well, maybe the guy will be nice enough and he'll let me on because he sees me like literally every morning. And he was. He was nice. I was like, my pass is expired. Can I just go downtown and just buy a new one? Like, all right. It's like, cool. So like, I got off the bus down at the bus station. Oh my God. We're going to lead right into another story that I'm so glad that I remembered that I didn't tell yet. When I got off the bus, I was like, thank you very much. I like really appreciate it. Thank you. Yesterday, 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago, I had the weirdest experience at a Subway that I've ever had in my life. So I get off work, ride the bus all the way into downtown. At the bus station called the Plaza. There's a Subway in there. There's a Subway and there's a pizzeria. The pizzeria, which is normally like my first go-to because it's cheaper. You can get like 3 slices for $5. And especially the time that I'm down there, which is like, not to like dox myself or whatever, I don't know, is usually like between 4 and like 4:30. And that, what that means is getting close to closing. Depending on who is working at the pizzeria, it closes at either like 4:42 or 5 o'clock. There's a guy down there that works down there a lot, who's very nice. and one time literally gave me free pizza because he, quote, didn't have time to run my card. It was like during Hoop Fest or something. I was like, hey, can I get one slice of pepperoni? And he's like, yeah, that's $2.17. I like flip out my wallet and I pull out my debit card and he goes, I don't have time for that. Just take it. And I was like, all right, thanks, man. So usually with him, I'm cutting it pretty close on when he's actually going to close it. The reason I bring this up is because not only is it a good deal, it's like 3 slices for $5. Not an ad, but kinda, because it's good. I like Pizzeria Pizza. But when it's closing, you can get extra pizza for the same price, where he'll just throw in extra slices so he just gets rid of whatever he has. Instead of throwing it away, he's just giving it to a customer for free. So, get down there. Unfortunately, the pizzeria, as South Carolina is taking a bit of a lead here, 42-33. The pizzeria, though, unfortunately, for as much as I enjoy it, it's been inconsistent lately. It's been like the oven was on the fritz. Sometimes I get there and the person's on a break and I'm like, I don't have that much time to like wait. I don't really want to wait 15 additional minutes for a pizza sort of thing, whatever. So I go, all right, that's fine. I'll just go to Subway. Cool. I get in line. I'm like the third person in line. First person finishes their sandwich. Everything's totally normal. Nothing's gone haywire yet. Fantastic. Great. Excellent. Second person, they get their sandwich. They're doing their thing. Great. Cool. Everything's awesome. The gentleman behind the counter, I didn't know it was that cheap. I'll have to try it next time we're done there. Yeah, you should. It's really good. I mean, they only have like the 3 varieties. They have, 4 varieties. They have pineapple, Canadian bacon pineapple, pepperoni, I think like a veggie, maybe in a cheese, something like that. But it's really good. It's like 2 for like a single slice, but 5 for 3, or 2 slices and like a drink for $5. Again, not an ad, but pizzeria. If you want to sponsor me, I am available. Not free, but sponsorship spots available all over the screen. Actually, it's over this way. Anyway, so 1, try Pizzeria Pizza. 2, the gentleman behind the counter at Subway, he asked me what sandwich I want. I say I would love a ham, egg, cheese breakfast sandwich. I'd love one of those. Subway has the barbecue rib, which is basically just a McRib. It's not that great, but what's important about this is that they brought back the barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce on these breakfast sandwiches, hell yeah, a little barbecue on that ham, egg, cheese sandwich, excellent. Put it on the bacon, egg, cheese sandwich, fantastic too. Just like that block. Fly away, baby. Anyway, I get the sandwich. There's another gentleman comes in behind me, totally normal. Everything is cool. Until a gentleman walks in and just is like, okay, I'm going to be served now, and all of you now need to take a back seat to me. And is like, hey, how much is it a cup of ice? And the guy's like, I can't let you, it is state law that I cannot let you refill your ice container. Like, I can't do that. He's like, well, can I buy a cup? Can I get a cup of ice? Can I fill up my thing? Like, what can I do here? And he's like, well, I can sell you one. And he's like, oh, okay, how much is it? And the guy's like, oh, it's like $2.38 or whatever, because he's just going to charge him like a full drink price, which is fine. I don't have a problem with this. Shot at the buzzer's no good, and they get the rebound anyway. It's 50-39. South Carolina's going to move on to the Final Four here during story time with your boy. So he, basically everyone lines up at it's a very small space where there's only really enough room for maybe 2 people between the wall and between the sandwich place to get there. But if you work your way into the store, there's like a little bit of an area where people can have food if not everything was shut down. So he like makes his way down into this area, and he's like kind of just camping out, like hanging out. And he's like, "Hey, if I could just get that cup real quick, like I could just fill up. I'll just get like a whole drink. I'll just do this whole thing. That way I don't miss my bus." And I'm like, "Man, you made the error by coming into Subway. If you're trying not to miss a bus, don't go to Subway. That's a bad idea." So he's like kind of being, he's not even kind, he's being impatient. The gentleman behind the counter is like, "Look, I can't do that because I need to take my gloves off, which means I'd have to rewash my hands, which means that I'm now putting you in front of the current customer, who is me. I can't do it." He can do it as soon as he's done making my sandwich, because he has to pull his gloves off to ring stuff up. Then he can just give you your cup. Like, all you have to do is wait until the sandwich is done, which isn't going to be very long because I literally want like one extra thing on it. I just want barbecue sauce, and then I move on with my life. So he doesn't have an what is happening? Why was that a 5-second violation? Arizona State's got to go here. You gonna go? No? Pop that 3. 2 floated in, 7-point game. So he's like standing over, way over to the side. I'm standing, there's another guy behind me. Some dude just walks in, dude number 5 in this story, yeah, walks in and like points at his chest. He's like, hey, does my Subway discount still work here? And all of us, all 4 of us, even impatient water guy, all of us were like, there is no way that you work at a Subway. For 2 reasons. One, no one does this when they work at a fast food restaurant. Like they're like, I just scored the game-winning basket. No one does that. But number 2, and maybe more importantly, if you worked at a Subway, you would understand the discount rules that could be applied at various Subways. And it was the most bizarre thing where he just walks in, does his whole his whole spiel, and then he's denied because the guy behind the counter is so flabbergasted. He's just like, why would that even be a question that you're asking right now? Clearly, no, I am not just going to give anyone who walks in with a Subway shirt a discounted sandwich. But also, you don't work for Subway. So he's like trying to figure out what's going on. He has water guy over here being impatient. He's trying to focus on what I want. Right before the dude with the Subway shirt walked in, he asked the other guy what kind of sandwich he wanted so he could kind of get both going at the same time. And it all just collided in this one beautifully bizarre, weird moment. And so the guy goes, he's like, "No, you can't have a Subway discount at a random Subway store. No, I'm not going to do that." And the guy just goes, "Well, that's disrespectful," and then walks out of the building. And I was like, what is happening right now? Ugh. Anyway, but then because of that sandwich, I was 15 minutes late to work because I almost pooped myself at that same bus station. So I guess I got the karma on that because I had eggs. 51-44 is the final score of the game. I didn't talk about that game for 15 minutes. It could have been. It could have been the greatest game of all time. And I'm yammering on about pooping my pants. South Carolina wins 51-44. solidly commentated for like the first 2 minutes, and then it was just off to the races. That's the greatest piece of content I've ever made. That's the greatest game of the tournament. All right. Hopefully you enjoyed those stories. You're exactly right, Harper. Someone's in the retro category, and they go, "What? Who are these mascots playing basketball?" And they tune in, and the first thing they hear is, "I don't really like it when my food touches." Why is he hammering on about Foghorn Leghorn? Holy shit. Alright. This is what you pay the big dollars for. Check this out. Yeah, so I almost shit my pants. I had eggs at an inopportune time. I was lucky to make it in the bathroom. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's the best game of the tournament. Oh man. So you see how they're the whole team. No, wait, no, they're the away team. Oh man. Alright. Like, to be fair, I don't know if it's like to be fair, but if someone walked in like a when I worked at McDonald's, if someone walked in like a other McDonald's crew uniform, I wouldn't just be like, "Yo, here's your 50% off discount." I don't know you. Now whatever. Just don't go off 2 minutes in. I'm actually avoiding starting this game so I can get this all out. Alright. So where do you think these teams will finish in this year's March Mascot Madness tournament? Head on over to challenge.com/MMM2021, link in the description below, and let me know what you think. Be sure to tune in to twitch.tv/ShaunosaurusRex March 4th at 2 p.m. Pacific time to watch all the action tip off. It'll be airing every Thursday and Friday on Twitch and every Saturday and Sunday on YouTube throughout the month of March. Be sure to check back next week for another installment of the best of September Mascot Madness 2.